published, 17:30 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 16th of April 2018, updated, 3:10 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, the 17th of April 2018. Jose Mourinho is ready to let Paul Pogba leave Manchester United in a sensational move this summer. Mourinho has run out of patience with the club's record signing and has included Pogba on a list of players who can be sold as he attempts to close the gap on new champions Manchester City. The prospect of Pogba leaving Old Trafford 2 years after returning to the club for £89 million has moved a step closer since Pep Guardiola revealed 11 days ago that the player was offered to City in January. Jose Mourinho is ready to let £89 million star Paul Pogba leave Manchester United this summer. Pogba walks off the pitch behind Mourinho after being substituted by the United manager. The France international has been left on the bench or taken off in 7 of his last 11 games. Pogba's relationship with Mourinho has deteriorated rapidly this season, and the 25-year-old was substituted again in Sunday's home defeat by West Brom. The Frenchman has been left on the bench or taken off in 7 of his last 11 games. It is not what United envisaged after re-signing their former academy player from Juventus in the summer of 2016, and Old Trafford chief Ed Woodward will be reluctant to part with such a marquee figure so quickly. Pogba has struggled to fit into Mourinho's system at United and has not produced enough performances like his man-of-the-match display in the Manchester derby. Pogba argues with Mourinho at Wembley during a defeat by Tottenham in January. Pogba is on list of players who can be sold as Mourinho seeks to close gap on Manchester City. The 25-year-old midfielder was substituted again in Sunday's home defeat by West Brom. He is pictured top left on the bench in February as his play Huddersfield at home. It's uncertain whether he will be in the team for Wednesday's trip to Bournemouth or, more importantly, what is now United's biggest game of the season against Tottenham in the FA Cup semi-final on Saturday. Mourinho warned that he will not allow reputations or price tags to cloud his thinking for Wembley after admitting that some players had blown their chance by the dismal showing against West Brom. "What is the criteria for a manager to choose a team?" said the United manager, who put Pogba on the bench for both legs of the Champions League tie against Sevilla. Pep Guardiola revealed 11 days ago that the player was offered to Manchester City in January. Pogba later tweeted, "Say what?" with an ear emoji. Seemingly after hearing the news, he only know one criteria. "It's the way they play. It's the only way I can select players. Or do you want me to go for the price they cost, or their salary, or their beautiful face? The only way is to go with performance. If I play a player against Bournemouth and the player is phenomenal, he plays the semi-final. It's an opportunity for people to play and to try to get a place in the team for Spurs. Some of the guys that played today, against West Brom, don't have a place in that team." Pogba is by far the biggest name on a list that also includes Anthony Martial, Matteo Darmian and Daley Blind. Anthony Martial could also leave after growing frustrated with lack of first-team opportunities. Matteo Darmian and Daley Blind, above, are included on the list alongside Pogba. January 31st, Pogba subbed after 63 minutes in Manchester United's defeat at Spurs. Mourinho said, "He worked hard but the game was not for him." February 3rd, on the bench for the next game against Huddersfield. Mourinho said, "The intention was not to punish anyone." February 11th, Pogba hauled off after 66 minutes against Newcastle. Mourinho said, "I wanted a better way in midfield against a side that was defending in a block." February 16th, lies. Mourinho's response to rumours Pogba will leave in the summer. February 17th, Mourinho praises Scott McTominay and aims a dig at Pogba. McTominay, has a normal haircut, no tattoos, no big cars, no big watches, humble kid. February 21st, McTominay starts ahead of Pogba with the £89 million man on the bench against Sevilla in the Champions League last 16th. Mourinho said, "Paul was not feeling 100%. March 13th, on the bench again as United crash out of the Champions League at home to Sevilla. Mourinho said, "We have different options and we believe Fellaini's qualities make us stronger." March 30th, on Pogba's poor form, Mourinho said, "Ask him what he thinks about it. His form is nothing to do with his injury." April 6, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola drops a bombshell. 2 months ago Raiola offered me Pogba to play with us. April 16th, Pogba told he can leave United as Mourinho has run out of patience with the midfielder.